My high school sweetheart was raped on her 15th birthday just before we met.
Mm,
I ended up being the first person she told. I was 16 and not exactly emotionally equipped to handle this.
mhm.
We ended up being together for the next 3 years, and the impact of that rape was ever present. It affected things emotionally, it affected things physically. I have memories of 2 a.m. sitting on the bathroom tile while she gripped my hand tightly, screaming in pain from near constant bladder infections.
Mm,
Um, I, at one point, in a state of exasperation, probably around 18 years old, I made a declaration to God, universe, myself, most of all, that I was going to do everything I could with my life to create a world where things like this didn't happen anymore.
mhm.
So that, in many ways, set this whole thing off. But it wasn't a smooth ride by any means. I also took in this message,
Mhm.
at 60, 17 years old, that um, men, masculinity, men's sexuality, most of all, are dangerous and not to be trusted.
Yeah.
So, being a boy on cusp of manhood, what type of effect does that have on me? I disconnected a lot from these parts within myself because
Yeah.
I didn't want to become that.
Where was your father in all of this?
Uh, Great question. My parents separated when I was 14, 15 years old, and household was a mess
Mm,
for the decade prior.
mm,
So by the time he left, my even external response was, "What took so long?"
mm.
So I spent the next, I mean, honestly, through that period, I wasn't really speaking to him.
You got it. Yeah. Man, I myself had two sort of figures of father, let's say, in my all my formative years. And on the one hand, I had, aggression and tyranny
Mm,
as a male figure, and on the other, I had impotence and weakness on the
mm,
other. And the three sisters beside me as well, that I saw them being fucked over by guys in all kinds of ways. So
mm,
likewise, I can really relate to that. My high school girlfriend, she and I, we lost our virginity together in a really beautiful, innocent way, as kids do.
mm,
But but her best friend, who we hung out with a lot, she was she lost her virginity to her boyfriend when she was passed out drunk.
mm,
And we hung out with them. Like, and that was just like accepted, like, oh, that's just how it happened for them. She was passed out and he had sex with her, and that's how they lost their virginity. And then, so it was, in a way, it was almost normalized. Like I kind of instinctively knew that's kind of fucked up, but nobody was talking to me about these things. So
yeah,
because rape wasn't, we didn't use that word to what happened to my girlfriend's friend, but that's what happened.
yeah, totally,
And I wonder
100%.
for you then, like, how did that affect? Plus, now your dad's gone, so you're not talking to him about what's going on.
Absolutely not.
I mean, pop culture doesn't, especially not, what is this, 30 years ago? I mean, you're 42,
Yeah, 25 years ago.
so 25 years ago. Sorry, I didn't mean to age you that much.
No,
We weren't talking about these things back then. Pop culture wasn't dealing with these things.
no, I felt very alone.